Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. This video is the second in a 5-part series that we're doing on the Nigerian Constitution, so it will really help you to go back and check out the first video if you haven't yet. In this video, we will be looking at the content of chapters 2, 3 and 4 of the Nigerian Constitution. These chapters are focused on the objectives of the government and duties of the citizens, citizenship, and fundamental human rights respectively. Now, let's get right down to it. As stated earlier, Chapter 2 covers the obligations and objectives of the Nigerian government. It also talks about the ethics and duties of a Nigerian citizen. With that said, we see in this second chapter that the Constitution recognizes Nigeria as a democratic state that functions on the principles of social justice. It also states that power and sovereignty reside in the people, and it is from the people that the government derives its power and authority. The primary purpose of the government is stated to be the security and welfare of the people of the country. On the other hand, individual states are to ensure national integration while also ensuring that the state of the economy benefits the people. And interestingly, the Constitution clearly states that corrupt practices and abuse of power by the states are prohibited. If you have been wondering what Nigeria's stand on freedom and justice is, you'll want to pay attention to this part of the video. According to the Nigerian Constitution, every Nigerian citizen has equal rights, obligations, and opportunities, and their dignity should be recognized and maintained. Also, the actions of the government are always to be humane, that is, their actions should be based on respect for humans. Furthermore, the Constitution is firmly against discrimination of persons in any form and mandates the government to provide support for anyone who needs it. The government is mandated to make education available to every citizen of the country and to make it free where possible. And as for the media, they are tasked with the responsibility of making the government accountable and ensuring that the government fulfills these obligations. The ethics of the Nigerian state are listed as integrity, dignity of labor, social justice, religious tolerance, self-reliance, and patriotism. Finally, for this chapter, we see the duties of the Nigerian citizen. First off is to obey the Constitution and pay attention to its institutions, including the national flag, anthem, pledge, and other legitimate authorities. As a citizen of Nigeria, one is also mandated to uphold the country's name and defend it. A Nigerian citizen is to render necessary services when needed and also respect the duties and rights of other citizens. Living in unity with everyone and contributing one's quota to the betterment of the country, assisting appropriate legal authorities, and also paying one's tax are other duties of the Nigerian citizen. Moving on to the third chapter, we see talks about who a citizen is, how to become a citizen of Nigeria, and how to renounce your Nigerian citizenship. Now, there are 3 ways you can become a citizen of Nigeria: by birth, by registration, or by naturalization. To be a citizen by birth, you have to be born in the country or have parents or grandparents that were born in the country. If none of those conditions apply to you and you still want to be a Nigerian citizen, you can register to be one. However, before you can register, the Nigerian state has to recognize you as a person of good character and you have to take an oath of allegiance. If registration does not work for you, there's the option of naturalization. With this, you'll have to have lived in Nigeria for 12 consecutive months and a total duration of 15 years before you'll be given a certificate of naturalization. Furthermore, the Nigerian Constitution states that a person has to forfeit their Nigerian citizenship acquired by registration or naturalization if they go on to acquire another country's citizenship by registration or naturalization. On the issue of citizenship by marriage, the Constitution states that if a non-Nigerian married to a Nigerian doesn't want to obtain a Nigerian citizenship, they can be granted a special immigrant status with full residential rights. To renounce your Nigerian citizenship, you have to be 18 years of age or older. If you are, you just need to make a declaration of renunciation and get that registered. Once that is registered, you will cease to be a citizen of Nigeria. However, citizenship renunciation will not be possible if Nigeria is at war or if the renunciation is contrary to public policy. Finally, for this chapter, citizenship can be withdrawn if a person has been found disloyal in actions and words by a court or any other tribunal. Citizenship can also be withdrawn if a person is seen to be an enemy in a war in which Nigeria is physically engaged. Likewise, citizenship can be withdrawn if a person is sentenced to 3 or more years imprisonment after 7 years of obtaining citizenship by naturalization. The last chapter we'll be looking at in this video is chapter 4, and this chapter is about the very important fundamental human rights. Fundamental human rights are said to be those rights that humans have because we are humans. It is not given by the government or any human being, but is said to be given by God. And the very first is the right to life. Every citizen has the right to life, and this right cannot be revoked except under certain circumstances permitted by law, which could be as a result of a sentence for a criminal offense or to suppress a riot or mutiny. Every Nigerian citizen has the right to dignity of the human person. This means that no Nigerian is meant to live in torture or slavery. Additionally, every citizen has the right to personal liberty, which means that every Nigerian citizen is free to enter contracts, worship any god, get an education, get a job, get married, have children, and basically do anything that makes them happy, provided it is not illegal. And this right can only be revoked if it is a punishment for a criminal offense. Furthermore, every Nigerian citizen has the right to fair hearing. This means that if a person is charged to court, said person has to be listened to as quickly as possible, the court proceedings have to be done in public, and the accused person should be assumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Every Nigerian citizen has the right to private and family life, which means that nobody is allowed to spy on you, including the government. And every Nigerian citizen has freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, which allows the Nigerian citizen to adopt any religion or school of thought. Every citizen has the freedom of expression and the press, which allows the Nigerian citizen to have opinions and to own or join any media agency if they choose to. The Nigerian citizen also has the right to peaceful association and assembly, which allows one to have associations with people and belong to any social group provided it is legal. However, to have a peaceful assembly, one has to obtain a license. Every Nigerian citizen has the right to freedom of movement, allowing one to move to and reside in any part of Nigeria. The government doesn't have the right to restrict a Nigerian citizen access to the country or any state. However, there are grounds where this right can be revoked. And some of these instances include if a person has been found guilty of a criminal event, if a person has to remain in the country to be investigated, and if there is environmental sanitation. Every citizen has the right to freedom from discrimination. And finally, every citizen has the right to acquire and own immovable property anywhere in the country. This is where we'll end this video, and in our next video, we'll kick off chapter 5. So like this video and share with someone if you learned anything. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next video.